How's it, everybody? I'm going to post the link below. Rassie Erasmus released a video this week. It's about an hour long. The intro is a bit much, talking about last Saturday's British and Irish Lions Springbok game. Missed calls, refereeing issues, gray areas, that kind of thing. Go and watch the video. He really breaks it down. Examples, shows video, talks about why he's doing this video. And I'm doing this video because I've seen 1,000 different responses to this from people from Commonwealth countries or from South Africa or, big rugby playing nations. I live in the United States. Obviously, you see I've got the Springbok jersey on. I love the Springboks. I love Southern Hemisphere rugby in general, and I live north of the equator. And the video brings up a lot of valid points. A lot of controversy. First half of that game, I was happy. We were winning. It looked great. Second half, our bench fell apart, and that's a totally separate issue. But he brings up several key examples of missed calls by the refereeing. And I agree, 100%. There were a lot of blown calls. And there were a lot of hits that probably should have gotten penalized and did not. And it's kind of that old question of Northern Hemisphere versus Southern Hemisphere. Like I said, I live in the United States, but I love Southern Hemisphere rugby. I love Argentina, South Africa, of course, the All Blacks, Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, Japan. The Wallabies, not so much. Sorry, any Australians. I was just not keen on your rugby. There's guys on the team that I've had a lot of respect for, but I'm just not too keen on the product you produce. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you are upset a bit. And maybe, Rennie gets the ship uprighted, and that's cool, and it'll be great, because anything that's good for them is good for everyone. But the fact of the matter is that people will say, why do you prefer Southern Hemisphere rugby over Northern Hemisphere? Man, the physicality, and you can say, oh, well, England, yeah, man, it doesn't compare. Go and watch the Samoa-Tonga games that were recently. Not the most technical by any means. Fiji's a little bit more technical and clinical with the way they play, but Tonga and Samoa, these guys, when they get together, it's a smash fest, man. You want to see some big hits, that's where you go and watch. I mean, I think even Nicky Little of Fiji even said, when you go to see those guys, you're going for the big hits. And when they go to war with each other, it's war. And then at the end, they're all hugging, and it's a brotherly slap. I think the Tongan coach famously said that in 2007, I believe. And that's just the thing, is that Southern Hemisphere rugby is a lot more physical. But it also is very much technical. You look at a lot of things, and it really feels like there's two different sets of rules for these teams. British and Irish Lions are playing by Six Nations, very prim and proper. I mean, I get it. It's a good competition, but I still think the Rugby Championship's much better, in my opinion. I just feel like the teams are a lot more competitive, and you don't have an Italy. Sorry, I'm half Italian, but yeah, man, Italy, you guys are pretty bad, man. You could probably still beat the shit out of the U.S., rightfully so. We've got our own problems on this side of the globe as far as rugby as well. But, go back and watch the video and kind of make your own opinion. I know it's kind of long, but it's very, very valid, the points that he brings up. And, for us that are Springboks fans, we've been anticipating this moment to see our team back on the pitch. Not South Africa A, but the Springboks in uniform on the pitch. And it was great. Andre Pollard, great game. Excellent on the boot. Fuff de Klerk. What can I say about that guy? I mean, I still think Aaron Smith is better, but, man, Fuff de Klerk is entertaining as hell to watch. He's a little giant slayer. It says 5'8" on his... Man, that guy's 5'7", maybe. And that guy's a slayer, man. Like, I enjoy watching him. He has the long, flowing blonde hair, and it's just like, yeah, man. I wish Cheslin Colby had gotten a little bit more time to open up and get on a run, because the fact of the matter is if that guy gets half a step on you, you're done. You're not catching him. He's going to burn your ass. And if you do have a slight step, he's going to offload the ball, and you're not even going to know where. And hopefully with tomorrow's game, unfortunately, I am going to be on the road driving from here, North Texas, to, I guess, north central Kansas. It's about a 6.5, 7-hour drive. So I will not be watching the game live. I think it starts at 11 o'clock local time here. So I'm going to wait till I get to my destination. The missus is going to step out for a bit. I'm going to pull out the phone. I'm going to get on Peacock app, and I'm going to watch the game tomorrow night. I'm really excited. I want us to tie this series and it be a third and decisive game, which that's when I think all the stops get pulled out, and it's going to be a hell of a match. But yeah, it's just, you get this feeling that, and I've said it all the time, you can find my history on YouTube of commenting videos, which is, the Northern Hemisphere has the money, the Southern Hemisphere has the talent. And you could say, oh, what about Owen Farrell, Alan Wynne-Jones? These guys are great, and that's fine, but, like, it's just, to me, I just feel like the teams south of the equator are better. I mean, Pablo Matera, Nicolas Sanchez, these guys are world-class in their positions. You can go through the whole Springbok roster. Even the Wallabies, who I'm not super keen on. Man, Michael Hooper is a proper forward. That guy, he gets paid to what he does because he's good at what he does. And I don't knock that out. Even, Michael Alatoa, the Samoan Australian guy, he's solid, man. Him and his brother both. His brother plays for Samoa, has been playing for Crusaders for a number of years. They're solid, man. I mean, you look at Tonga, Fiji, Samoa. These are all, Japan. I mean, they just are exciting teams to watch. And I think a lot of it comes from the underdog, man. Because, you could say New Zealand, definitely. New Zealand's not. They're not an underdog. They're the winner. South Africa. But it's like, you just enjoy watching these Southern Hemisphere nations just because it's like I said, the money's up north, the talent's down south. And I'm really hoping the officiating in tomorrow's game changes, because it's not, and I'm not saying go out and get Jaco Piper or something like that. Like, I get that you're gonna, he's biased, he's a South African, and that's fine, and I get that. But in the same respects, man, don't give Alan Wynne-Jones one thing and Sia Kolisi the complete opposite. This can't happen, man. You're not growing the game. People are gonna turn the frickin' TV off if you keep doing that. And I just want to see the sport grow. Obviously, my previous video, I went and got my season tickets to the first season of Dallas Jackals MLR Rugby. I want to see the sport grow. And having refereeing issues like this, officiating issues like this is not helping the sport. Obviously, it's never going to have the global acclaim that, football has, soccer here, but football, but I think you've got to right the ship a bit on these callings, these rulings. Did Faf de Klerk deserve a red card, or was it simply a yellow card? As a South Africa fan, I'm like, yellow card. The reality is, it was head-to-head contact. That would have gotten red carded in a lot of places, and I get that. But, when you're blowing offsides calls, when Faf de Klerk is getting hit with no arm tackles after he's kicked the ball away on a late tackle with no arms, where's the call on that? Where's the call on that? There was none. So, yeah, like I said, go check out the video, and yeah, kind of form your own opinion. It's SA Rugby Magazine is who did the video, who shared the video. He didn't even know, Rassie didn't even know if it was going to get released to anybody. He mentioned several times, like, hey, I don't know if anybody's actually going to see this. Obviously, they saw it. Anybody that remembers the 2017 tour to New Zealand, which was quite memorable because it finished in a tie, saw the issues. And then the media obviously tried to pit Coach Steve Hansen versus Warren Gatland because they're both Kiwis. And it's like, oh, let's get the clickbait and let's get people reading about it. And they never bought into it. Like, there's even, if you can watch, if you have, here in the States, you have Amazon Prime, they have a whole series about that era of the All Blacks, the Rugby Championship, and the British and Irish Lions tour. It's a little bit crushing to watch that Game 2 episode where Sonny Bill got the red card, because you're just like, no! Like, that was, to me, that was what lost the series for the All Blacks. If that hadn't happened, they would have won all 3 games with ease. But yeah, there needs to be a leveling of the playing field. And I'm not talking financially, because we already know that's not going to happen. But if you're going to referee, you need to referee the global referee, not, oh, well, this guy's English, so he's used to doing Premiership and Six Nations games. Or this guy's in Super Rugby, or this guy's in Curry Cup, or this guy. No, you need to have, if you're going to work for the IRB as a referee, you need to have a standard that is set and enforced at all times. I never know. I mean, like, you never know. This is like one of the few sports where you look at who's refereeing the game, who's going to be officiating this game, because that makes a difference, man. Like, it really, really, really does. And but yeah, go check it out. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Like I said, I'm going to be on the road quite a bit for it. It's Friday here. I'm gonna get up and kind of do housework and whatnot. The missus at work. I'm on holiday for the weekend, and like I said, just do a little road trip. But I hope everybody has a good weekend, and go Springboks.